Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had as great a weekend as I did, because I got a lot to tell you about the weekend. And outside of some, dangerous activity that, could have caused serious injury, it was a great weekend. I mean, a really, really great weekend.
Bring this activity upon yourself, or
about the dangerous activity?
Yeah, I mean, because you're not.
I can start with that.
You're not Danger Boy as a rule. You're usually
no. I didn't do anything, and I'm not foolish enough to run out and do stunts or anything like that. And by the way, I bit my cheek because of the cinnamon gum I've been chewing. So if I sound like I'm going stunts, it's because the inside of my mouth is swollen because of the.
That's the bad thing, is once you bite it, you keep biting it because it swells up.
So I got that going for me.
I was talking to my mom
nice.
on, when was it? I guess it was Friday.
Yeah.
About a really bad biting of the lip. She had done one and I had done one. And I said the worst one ever was after a dental appointment. And I was still all Novocained up, but I was starving.
Oh, you could hurt yourself.
I was starving.
That's really unusual for you.
What, to be starving?
Yeah.
No, Mike, I'm a grazer.
It's a joke. We don't need last wording.
I'm a grazer.
You were hungry. Because you were hungry.
So I went to Jersey Mike's, which was not a great choice because it was
not with Novocaine.
Not with Novocaine, and I was seated at my desk in my home, and it was the kind of bite on the side of your mouth where you feel it in your teeth, but not the side of your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where immediate gushing blood.
Yes, there was blood. I got it Mike's way.
I had blood today on the golf course.
So
it was gross.
But the bad thing is once you do it, you've set yourself up for another week at least of doing it because it's swollen.
When I'm out playing, I chew gum like a madman because I'm cool like that.
Yeah.
And I chew my Mentos cinnamon gum. There's a plug that they get on both sides of my mouth. It hurts right now.
You're ambidextrous.
It's right. It's right. It's right on this side. That's where it is. And I chew it on both sides of my mouth. So that leaves you a better chance of injury on either side.
Now,
because you're going, and it relaxes me. You see a lot of people that are participating in sporting events that do that, and it's just my thing. And it also, in a way, when I'm not swilling water, it's keeps your mouth moist and
so true.
And your breath minty, cinnamony fresh.
Keep
and I'm
gum in my car
that.
in case I get a dry mouth. But golf is a game of superstition and practice. Do you have a rhythm as to which side you chew on?
No, I just have a rhythm that I did it like through my cheek.
And do you feel when you do it, you feel like a simpleton?
It was horrible. And
maybe you should switch to lollipops like Kojak.
Yeah, you could do that. It really wouldn't affect the game, I don't think. But I'm over there as the two other guys. I only played with two guys today because it's summertime, and a lot of people have the presence of mind not to be out there on a day like this.
Right.
And so, who's sending me a text at the beginning of the show? God damn it.
Do you think it's, let's see, could it be Oscar?
This time of day? No.
I know.
No,
could it be Mac?
He wouldn't even come on the show.
I know. He was elusive.
Donate anything, and we'll double it to renew your Biden supporter membership.
See? That's good news.
All they ever do. Anybody who is politically active can back me up on that. That's all they do is have their hands out. So where was I before?
You were on the golf course chewing gum on both sides of your mouth.
And I really, you can tell because it just hurts like hell.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing a little like that, not for any other reason than I just want to see. I want to see.
No
and
dabbing?
In any movie, we're movie kids, right?
Yeah.
We grew up with movies where, listen to what I'm talking about, movies where, isn't it always in early cinema and modern cinema, the sign of someone, is dying when they bring the napkin up to their cheek and they look at it and there's blood, right? And that's the sign in a movie script that, oh my God, he's dying.
One of the greatest is they did a mini series about Frank Sinatra. And when he hit a bad note on stage and he went and wiped his mouth and got blood. And it was like, oh no, his career's over.
Yeah, it's like it's always the end of the world, you know,
Yes.
where you'll see a guy go,
Go to commercial. So you're spitting and not dabbing?
no. And it heals quick.
It
'Cause
does.
It's in your mouth, I guess. I don't know. So
It would have been
I've
better
lost
if you had looked to your partners on the chorus and you had blood trickling out of the side of your mouth.
I could have done that. I could have done that. I said, oh, how about what if I just went and then I suck the wound and then the blood comes down the corner of my mouth and I look at them and I go, guys, I have some sort of problem with my stomach. That would have been
What
fun.
you should have done on the green is looked at him and said, I think it's a gimme, isn't it?
Now, I'm with a couple of pretty smart dudes today, so I don't think that would have would have gone over very well. But anyway, getting back to the weekend,
Yeah.
I purchased a while back a household tool. I have, and I suppose you've got some of these in other parts of the country.
Right.
They're all over the place in warm weather climates, like Florida. And somebody's going to say they're here too. But I'm talking about lanais with pavers.
Yeah.
Not a concrete lanai, not a wooden deck, but a lanai that is constructed, which is a lanai is another word for patio.
Sure.
A patio that is constructed of pieces of concrete stone, in some cases real stone if you're richy rich, that they put in squares and they put on in your backyard. And it can be large, it can be small. Some of them are little small pavers. Some of them are like 10 by 10 pavers.
Yeah.
And there they are. They're the pavers. Mine are a little larger than that. But Mac, you came to play today. Thank you very much. And so after I had the pavers put in, this is when I first moved into the house a few years ago, they looked good and they lasted a while. But the problem with pavers is they put them over a subcoating of like sand.
Right.
And if you've got any seeds or anything that blow into the pavers, they are going to germinate and you're going to get weeds. And
Yes.
you're not going to get them for every paver situation. I probably wouldn't have got them if I had a more expensive paver situation and put some sort of protective cover.
A lot of
I
times they'll
don't know.
do a layer of plastic under it.
Didn't do it.
Don't need to a lot of the
Wasn't told
times.
I had to.
Ah,
But on one particular area of the patio, these little weeds come up, and they've been coming up forever, and it is a pain in the ass. Now, we have done the following.
okay.
The very first thing was I did the Jack Kent Cook method. He, the former owner of the Washington Redskins, who used vinegar for a lot of things because it was cheap. Well, I heard
Vinegar and newspaper, Mike, to wash windows.
To wash windows. Vinegar can be used for a lot of, wonderful things. Douche and other things. And other things that you could use.
Mike,
So,
multifold. The choices are multifold.
The solutions with vinegar are multifold.
For one, the douche.
If you will.
And I will.
The douche. Clean as a whistle. With no appreciable odor.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So getting back to the vinegar, I read online that water and vinegar
Yes.
will kill the weeds.
Was this at
And
vinegar.com?
I don't know. I don't know if the vinegar lobby is like the bacon lobby. By the way, the most successful
Of course.
consumer product lobby is the bacon. Oh, everything's better with bacon. It's so ingrained in
I know.
our small minds
I know.
here. Oh, it's because it's bacon. And
Well-
bacon is fine. It's not that great.
What if
Okay,
you
I'm
put
gonna-
bacon
there's a-
on a donut?
Oh, wow. My mother-in-law's beau
Yes.
said to me the other day, I made bacon pancakes. I saw it online. He had a great look on his face. And he's like, oh, really? Yeah, made them this morning. Big twinkle in his eye. Getting back to it.
Yes.
Vinegar and water, it killed the way. It dried them up.
Yeah.
But then, I pulled them because it dries them up, but they don't go anywhere.
Right.
This was followed by, and then they came back. And so I said, well, enough of that. I will purchase the chemical products that are sold in home goods stores.
Roundup.
Like a Roundup type of thing,
Yeah.
or a Weed Be Gone, or one of those that comes in the half gallon or the gallon jug, and then it's got a little spray attachment, and you go out and you zit like that, and that once again appears to kill the weeds. Now, where the claim is made that is BS, another of the theme of today's show, which will be that's how they get you.
Yeah.
The product does its job where it appears the weeds are dead, but then once I pull them out, they surface rather quickly.
Yeah.
Flash forward to I bring the weed killer out again. This time I kill them, but I'm going to power wash them. I'm going to go in the little little nooks and crannies, take my electric power washer. By the way, my name is Mike O'Mara. I'm a suburban.
It's good to have you, Mike. Welcome to our side. So is your theory behind the power washer that it's going to destroy the root system?
My theory behind the power washer is that it will really blast out, the weeds, and who knows.
And it's a little more fun?
Well, it's easier.
Yeah.
Than getting down and hand weeding, even though it's not that big an area to do that. So
right.
the power washer blows them out of the water. This is when people were coming over because I didn't want to mess around. I wanted them all gone. I wanted them dead, dumb. I wanted them out. So I blew them out, and then another week or two, and they pop up again.
Yes.
So I go online, which a lot of people do now. And by the way, the internet has resulted probably in a tremendous amount of commerce for different products.
Yeah.
And I see something that immediately gets my attention. That trouble with weeds, and I type in killing weeds between pavers.
Okay.
And the first thing I see is trouble with weeds and pavers, burn them out.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I see, what's the product? Because I will show it to you in a moment.
Okay. Burn them out. I don't know that I would trust this as a final solution because fire is oh no, what has he got? He's got some sort of massive
It's called
tool.
the Quain something. But anyhow, I see that this is as follows. It is a torch flamethrower that attaches to the same size propane tank that would feed your gas grill, a large propane tank.
Oh, okay. And it runs on propane?
It runs on propane.
Wow.
And it was not expensive as much as you might think, and I acquired it online.
Well, the money is in the tank. That's where the money is. This is just an attachment. Yeah.
It's an attachment.
Right.
And I buy it.
Yes.
And I've used it multiple times.
Oh, my God.
Here it is. Here it is.
It is a flamethrower.
It is a flamethrower.
It's like the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And we were on Guadalcanal. The Japanese would refuse to surrender.
Now, how far of a flame does it shoot? Yes, it does.
A trigger. Look, got a trigger.
What's the knob on top? Is the knob on top the oxygen propane mix?
The knob on top is that opens up the propane coming through.
Oh, okay. So that's the overall valve.
It goes through to this, and then that can be adjusted.
Right.
It's got a plus and minus size on it, and everything kind of goes opposite on this stuff.
Well, you want to get used to that. You don't want to turn it the wrong way on your flamethrower.
Yeah, and then you squeeze it, and it goes.
How do you light it?
You light it because right here, the red button.
Oh, it's got a striker.
Hold on. It's got an automatic striker. Now, some of them you got to light it on the end here.
Well, that
could burn you.
That's for rubes.
So
how far of a flame does it shoot?
It's called the Quaini, Quanie. If you, there it is in action, Mac.
Wow,
Mac on his game. Mac, if you have days like this every day, you'll make me very happy. Thank you.
That's
wonderful.
How far of a flame does it shoot? Does it like?
It's not like a flamethrower because it doesn't project.
Right.
Liquid. Like that's what a flamethrower is. Basically sending out gasoline from a distance. This is more shooting out a gas flame.
So like maybe 10 inches?
I think if I open this baby up all the way and then squeeze the trigger like this.
And then hit the striker.
I might be blocking the trigger. Hold on. and I squeeze the trigger,
Right.
then it might, shoot at about 6 inches
All
probably.
right.
But
Now, was it effective in attacking the weed remains?
here's what happened the
All right.
first time. I was warned by a friend of mine, well, if you do that, you got to be careful with the papers.
I was
because
I was
you
going to
could
ask you,
discolor the
burn them.
See, yeah, and you know what? I don't need that kind of help, to be perfectly honest with you. I have an idea in the back of my mind that it might, cause some charcoal dust or something on the place
in a
I'm
way,
burning.
I bet it looks nice. Like when you burn the end of a document, when it looks like the,
Looks like ye old paper.
yeah, like the.
Suddenly I look like I'm in Williamsburg, Colonial
Exactly.
Williamsburg.
I don't think it would be a bad look to have a little bit of char.
So, but I didn't. There was a little yellowing on a couple of spots where I really hit it hard.
Yes.
But what happened was, about midway through the job, I hit this one particular paver, and smoke starts shooting out on the other side of my pool cage screen, like shooting out, like I'm
How far
not only
away from the
sending
fire source?
15, 20 inches.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
underneath.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything, but I'm like, oh, you better back off the old plus-minus attachment and kind
Right.
of go easy. So I bring it down to a low roar, and I'm burning the weeds really carefully. So
Okay.
it works, but I didn't pay much attention to it, and I moved on. And did I attack the job in a mindful, deliberate way? No.
Well, it
And
was
you might
also
wonder
your
why
first
I'm not
time.
handy. But Rob, you know me. I'm not handy. I'm not patient.
No.
I don't like to wait. I
No.
like to get to it and get it over with.
You liked
but I
the
also,
idea of fire, though. You liked that.
Yes.
That you liked. And when you talk about being impatient, you get your quali, what is it called? Quani?
Quani.
You get your Quani hooked.
Quani, how I love you.
ya.
How I love you, my dear old.
I could see your eyes light up when you got that thing ignited. You were ready to go.
Well, as soon as I realized that it was functional, I had a little trouble with the dial, just getting it to shoot out enough propane where it would ignite. And then when it did, I'm like, okay, I've got this. And then you can really, accelerate it by squeezing the handle.
Right.
My Quani hand. Hold on.
So it's like a valve and a spigot. You got to turn on the
Very
knob for the
elaborate
valve.
piece. It's
Yeah.
a very, very nice
Made in America?
little item. I don't know.
Guarantee you
I don't
it
know.
is.
Let's see what it says here.
For people that are just listening, it is like maybe a 20-inch extension to the end of a hose, and the end looks like a soup can. And the soup can is where the fire comes out. And there is an igniter, a la a
Welcome
grill.
to the house of what?
Well, we're not broadcasting in 3D, but
Okay.
but you
so
could
anyway, it's
probably
Quani.
attack the weeds without so much as leaning over.
No, you don't have to. You just burn them out.
Right.
And I see the igniter in here. Oh man.
It's
hey.
Mike. I know it's not, but just to be sure, it's not hooked up to gas right now, is it?
Not that I know of.
Oh, that's good because you have it facing your face.
Oh. Have the lamb stop crying, Clary. So I love it though. It's so cool.
Where was Michael when you were doing this?
In his room, probably.
He doesn't
Mommy
care?
wasn't around. Michael wasn't around. No, I do this on my own. I don't want a kid around when I'm doing it.
I understand.
And as Carla might have pointed out to me, you don't want to do it near furniture.
Did she actually
really
say
don't.
that?
Well, she saw it after she saw round 2, which was this weekend.
Oh,
Round 2, I go out and I made a little run to the store to pick something up, God knows what. And then I came back and I said, okay, this is my time to do that. No, nothing to do on Sunday morning. Go ahead and do some family chores. And I go out and nope, it was Saturday morning. Saturday morning?
it does tend to all blend together, doesn't it?
Or was it Saturday afternoon? Might have been Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
But I don't know. I was wearing an Estero Mustangs t-shirt for my son's football game.
And nothing else?
And no pants. No, I was wearing some nice shorts.
Thank you. You're welcome,
At least
ladies.
they were nice.
Oh.
So I get to the spot that had the problem with the smoke before.
Yes.
And this time I really tortured because it's where the big weeds are. So there's obviously some separation
Right.
going on between, and there's something going on there. But I'm not removing the pavers because it's not what I do. I'm not trained. I'm not skilled at that.
Right.
You know? And so
you're not skilled like you are with a flamethrower.
The flamethrower, two things happened. Carla observed me and she said, "Do you put any thought into what you do?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "That was extremely dangerous." I said, "What?" And she saw me when I hit the torch handle, this thing, when I accelerated it with with that little
the trigger,
sucker,
yeah.
it really went, and it started to blow flame out the other side, like as far as all the way outside of the lanai.
So
and then
it went
noticed
under the paver and the fire went around and out the other side of the paver?
It not only went around and out the other side, it came up on the side of the screen and it burned a hole in the screen.
Well, these things happen if you're fighting weeds.
Well, I was fine with that. And then it was off to the Home Depot again for other household projects.
You know what delights me about that portion of the story is that Carla didn't get involved.
Right.
But she waited until after to tell you what you were doing had been dangerous.
Well, I didn't even know how dangerous what I had done had been. I waited till I think nighttime to tell her that I had burned a hole in the pool screen. It was a little hole, but I had burned a hole in it.
This is when all the frogs and vipers are coming into your home?
When all
the
Burmese pythons, nest on. So I didn't tell her that until they. But what I didn't realize until I got to the Home Depot and I was dealing with a return on an item, a return of the Ryobi air cannon. This is another project that I'll talk about.
Air cannon?
It's all honeydews this weekend.
Okay.
All right? The air cannon comes into play with football and everything else. And I know people, I'm not going to talk about football. No, I'm going to talk about heat and how you compensate with heat with a battery-operated fan.
Oh, okay. All right.
But anyway, I'm at the Home Depot returning this fan that wasn't powerful enough for what they sold. That's how they get you.
Sure.
And I put my hand on my side and I'm wearing my Estero Mustangs t-shirt and I feel skin.
Oh,
I feel skin. And I look down and there is a burned, because it's synthetic material, there is a melted hole not only in my shirt, like about midway up my waist, but it's also under my belt line where I have melted the synthetic material of my shorts.
You hadn't felt it before then?
I did not feel burning. I did not know. Apparently.
Did you smell it?
Nope. No, I didn't. I didn't smell anything. I was too busy. I was tackling weeds.
I understand.
That's what I was trying
You're
to
a man
do. And
focused,
this thing is so powerful, it had burned down into my shirt and burned into, and the clothes were ruined.
Yeah, sounds like they're ruined. It's not like you can repair that.
So this thing is.
Did Carla see you burn your shirt?
I don't believe so. No,
okay.
She would have said something if she saw that.
Yeah, I think so.
So the Quani weed killer is not only a wonderful household product. I'm endorsing it right here for no charge, but the Quani is extremely dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And don't overkill on the little plus minus switch. You want to keep it within reason as to how you do that. But it is a longer period. These weeds, if you want to, that commercial now on the football games where you see the weeds attacking the house, that's not far from true. I mean, they just take over. We are, we talk about the insects ruling the world after we're gone. No, it's going to be the weeds that cover up and take everything. It's going to be just like The Last of Us.
Well,
that's what it's going to be like.
I think actually the insects will use the weeds as soldiers.
Or as food, food products. And so it was horrible. And now I got a hole in the screen and I have a shirt, especially like a specialty shirt that I wore to games that I can't wear now because I melted it when I put the blowtorch on.
Good luck getting that rescreened. I've been trying to find someone to rescreen some screens for a long time.
It's small enough where I'm going to wait, and I got a guy.
You got a guy?
You got to have a guy down. You got to have a guy down here.
I need to have a guy. I need a guy to rescreen.
What I don't do is when I have a guy, I don't always remember, and I don't always write down the number of the guy, but the guy was good, and he was fast, and he was cheap.
People that can rescreen, they're great at it. That's what they
wonderful.
do. They've come
and it was, and it shouldn't be that big a deal.
Yeah.
But, it's something I could have avoided if I did. But it's this one problem area. The one area where the most weeds are is the same area where the smoke and the heat blows out on the other side. So I think eventually I'm going to have to look underneath there. And when I lift it up, it's going to be a scene from The Last of Us where there'll be like mushrooms growing with eyeballs and corpses.
I would suggest this. If it is because there is some sort of space under that errant paver, lift it, pour salt there. Salt will not only settle that space, it'll prevent anything from growing.
I don't know about that.
What do you know of the phrase salt the earth?
I don't know about that.
I don't know anything about that.
I just don't know whether that'll work. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm not sure.
Salt and vinegar, Mike, is what you need.
Yeah, I mean, it might, but they're tightly knitted in there, so it's
going to be tough.
It's not a walk in the park to lift these things up.
You
But
need
anyway,
a rope.
I'll keep you posted on that.
Well, I would hope that at least you can make some great creme brulee.
Yeah, you could probably. Well, it'd be challenging. You'd really have to put it on. The lowest setting on that thing is probably higher than a little torch you would make a brulee.
Because I have a proper.
Of course you do. You have a blowtorch to make creme brulee. Of course you do.
But I bought it also. I used it to start my uni pizza oven.
Okay.
And so, you buy the little thing. What are the canisters? Like maybe a quart?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. So that's what I use. But I think you could really brulee some stuff with that thing.
Yeah. I mean, but it would have to be like, it would have to be a creme brulee a mile wide.
I'm listening.
Anywho. The reason I was back and forth with the people at Home Depot is twofold, not multifold, twofold. The first part, brand new one. If you want to know a population is exploding, look for Home Depots, new Home Depots to spring up. We have one at the end of our little parkway out here. It is just opened. It is opened, and I am an American, and when something new opens up, I am just like you, even though I'm not a fan of the company. I am curious. I'm curious.
Given a choice, Home Depot or Lowe's?
Lowe's.
I agree. But Home
100%.
Depot seems to be, they've got their finger on the population more. So you're always closer, it seems, to a Home Depot.
Well, the fine line of Ryobi products is something I have enjoyed for quite some time. And when you're down here in 95-degree weather, you would think about the idea of shade. And you think about the idea of moving air.
Sure.
When you go to football games, you're usually out in the middle of the football field, and you need two things, at least what the majority of the folk down there that are going to go sit at 12 noon on a 95-degree day.
You couldn't choose a worse time.
But we do it. That's what we do. They keep the kids hydrated. The kids handle it, and they keep them cool. They have constant water breaks. It's done. It's what we do. That's it. It's not abuse or anything. The kids enjoy the game. But everybody's got tents, and a lot of people have electric fans. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm
what
at
do
a
you mean
home game.
tents? They have not like
They have canopy tents that they set up that shield you from the sun. Because if you're out there the whole time,
yes,
it's going to be problematic. It's just going to be problematic. And you say, well, what about the kids? Well, the kids are playing, and they've got helmets on.
Yeah. Do you sneer at those that have tents?
No, I own a tent.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I'm on my second tent.
Okay. Very good.
A canopy tent that I got at the Mart.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought the Mart, went out there, $50 or so, got a tent. It adds up. Don't get me wrong. But 2 weeks ago, I'm at a home game, and I look over, and I've got a little Ryobi fan that's about this big.
Okay.
And it's tiny. But I see next to me a dude that has what is named the Ryobi air cannon.
Sounds violent.
It is an 18-volt cordless fan that is the Ryobi air cannon. And the Ryobi air cannon is a large fan, large enough to be, wow, I bet that's really great.
Yeah.
And I'm, as I said, I'm a suburban, Rob. That's what I'm looking at.
And you were looking at what the Joneses had.
I'm looking, saying, after Saturday's game, where there it is. You see, this is a shot of the Ryobi air cannon cooling a guy's ass.
That's big.
There we go. It's
Look at
very
that.
big.
Yeah.
And it's battery operated.
Yeah.
And you'll see it's got the 3 fans on there, Rob.
Yes.
That is the 18-volt Ryobi air cannon.
So you know the product.
Sold on Amazon and at fine Home Depot.
What can you tell me about this guy's ass?
This guy's ass is probably dripping wet because he's working in a non-air conditioned warehouse with swamp ass to beat the band. That's what
Is
he's
he a
dealing
happy
with.
guy, though?
No, he's probably not when you have to bend over. Or he might just be standing in front of the Ryobi as he's working his planer. And, the air is going up between his butt cheeks and giving him nice, cool temperatures. So I get the thing. They have it in stock. I roll out there.
How
and
much
I'm like,
for the air cannon?
I
have a guess. I have a guess.
Cheap.
It
wasn't cheap.
Okay, wow. So maybe my guess is low.
It was not cheap.
Okay.
But I have an 18-volt charger for other tools, for a drill and for other mini fans.
Mm-hmm.
So I just buy the unit and I get it home and I'm excited. And I said, Carla, I got the fan. And I put it together. I shove the battery into the back of it and I turn it on. And I'm like, I feel the air come out. And I go, oh my God, this is the lowest setting. This is going to be awesome. And I turn it to Carla. And as I turn it, I see it's not the lowest setting of 3. It's the highest setting of 3.
Uh-oh.
Now I am immediately disappointed.
Sure. Disgruntled too.
I'm disgruntled. I am not pleased. I am not happy. And it's at this moment that I said, I had read online a review from some mook who was comparing the 40-volt Ryobi air cannon to the 18-volt.
I didn't realize there was different statuses.
Now you know.
Yes.
The Ryobi 40-volt not only is a tad smaller, but apparently generates far more air because in this man's workshop, he stood way at the end of the workshop and he looked at the camera and said, I feel the air all the way over here. I'm such a goddamn rube. I'm the rube of rube.
So you've gotten to the point where you're watching videos of people
with an air cannon.
With an air cannon.
Because if you're going to buy
Was he an older gentleman?
Nope, about 40s, about mid-40s.
I feel the air.
And then he said, oh, this is much better. And he explained that the reason that the air is moved so much better would be the fact that the fan is a 5-blade fan. It is a 5-blade.
As opposed to a 3-blade on this guy, right?
And it is more powerful.
Yes. Well, it's got 22 more volts.
But I also think, I'm not going to buy something just because it's big. I need something to move that air. And Rob, we were sweltering on Saturday.
I bet you were.
Sweltering.
I think it's almost a compromise. If you get in your tent, you're getting the shade, but you're also compromising. You're compromising the moving air. So what you need is a combination.
So I immediately pack up the 18-volt.
Yeah.
Because I go back and I look at the video again, and it convinces me that, for about the same money, in fact, almost the exact same money.
Would you like the retail prices? I have them here.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the retail price on an 18-volt? Now, hold on,
okay,
Mac, because this comes into play later.
Yes.
Please, when you're giving these prices, only the price of the tool, please. And the tool in this particular case is the fan, but I'm putting it like they would at the Home Depot or the Ryobi Corporation.
Yes, it says here.
Only the price of the tool.
Before you go, Mac, here's Mac to tell you the prices.
So, the 18-volt Ryobi air cannon retails at $160.
Wow.
Very good.
Wow.
What is the retail price of the 40-volt air cannon?
The 40-volt air cannon retails at $170. $10 more.
$10 difference. I'm off to the Home Depot.
Of course you are.
Because online they say they've got 88 of these effers in stock.
I'm not sure I buy into the name air cannon.
So
it's a fan.
We get back to I get back to the Home Depot. I said, I've got to exchange this, but I'm looking to get the 40-volt version.
Yeah.
She said, well, let me just keep that up here, finish your transaction, getting the other one, and bring it back. I said, yeah, I'll probably have to get a 40-volt battery with that too. And that it comes into play. So I go back and I see the guy. I said, I see all these 18-volt air cannons, but I don't see the 40-volt. And then the guy proceeds to go, duh.
Does he have the droopy apron?
He's got the droopy apron. He's got his phone because that's how we work
yes,
now. Well, the 88 that I see, I've read incorrectly. They're not at this retail location. They have them in stock, and they ship them. So I realize immediately my My immediate satisfaction will not be, sated with this, but I'm like, okay. So
Mac, do you remember earlier in the program when we mentioned how Mike isn't patient?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, that means that this is not a satisfactory transaction.
It is not.
I'm not happy, but I do return the 18. Mac,
Good.
Are you able to get the price of the 40-volt battery?
The 40-volt battery. Let me look that up. Give me
Yeah.
a moment.
Mac will now be getting us the retail price of the 40, which I am more than aware
Right.
I will be purchasing.
And it
I
comes
know that
with
it's
a charger,
almost
right?
the same price. So I'm doubling my money price
Right.
for doing this.
I have it here.
All right, here's
go
Mac
ahead.
to tell you the cost of the 40-volt battery.
The battery, the 40-volt battery, lithium-ion 5.0 battery is $150.
I told you, double the price.
Oh,
No, I mean, I knew it.
I know,
I
but
knew I
still,
was playing
it
for
should
two
be
fans.
included. It should be included.
Well, it's not, Rob, and I knew that. And that's the important thing.
This is like when we were talking about the Chevrolet Volt.
The Ryobi 40-volt air cannon arrives at my home today with the expensive battery. I open it up because I, at this particular time, have made the assumption that the battery will come with its own charger. And that's where they got me, because it doesn't come with the charger.
Kidding me.
I have just ordered now, and now's where it kicks it over the top, because I have not been prepared for this expense.
Right.
And the charger is $2,000.
No,
the charger's $33.
But still,
I'm pissed.
you should
And
be.
I know they're the helpers out there that are shaking their heads ruefully, and they are telling me, oh, you didn't need to. But Mac, online, I got it for $33. And I know they're more expensive at the home ripoff, right?
Yes, $100 at the home ripoff.
Yeah, ridiculous. Got
Wow.
one brand name on Amazon for less than that. That'll be arriving tomorrow by Friday. So I have to wait.
in time for the game.
In time for the game. That's it. But that's how they get you.
Yeah,
That's
Mike.
how they get you.
I've always said that everybody's out to get you. That's how
Yes.
they get you. And I'm sorry that this has been a 7-day debacle for you.
No, it was a 2-day debacle. I mean, it was just when
but
we
it
got
won't be
home.
resolved until you get your thing.
This
so it
is
remains
true,
a
but I am
debacle.
looking forward. The air cannon is on my kitchen table as we speak right now with a 40-volt battery next to it and no way to have to charge it. Because I didn't read the small print. Just like I didn't read the not available in the store, available 88 units. I thought that was at the location because that's the website I was on.
Yeah.
And that's how they get you. And but very nice exchange lady at the Home Depot. Same lady that sold me the other one. Very, very nice.
Does
And very
Ryobi
kind.
make a mister?
They do. But I'm not bringing a 5-gallon water bucket to the football game. And I don't want to be like dripping wet with like mist moist. I don't want to do that. I'd rather move the air. And spray myself with a spray bottle.
You could do that.
There you
Absolutely.
go.
And
But,
you can get that at Walmart.
But I'm looking forward to super comfort at the game on Friday, and we'll let you know. We'll give you the complete update
I
on
look forward
what's
to it.
going on. Should be interesting. Who knows? But yeah, that's my weekend. That is as boring a suburban weekend as a human being can have.
But it was
even when
also
you're-
a birthday.
Oh, there was a
good.
birthday. Yeah, we'll tell you about that later in the show. Coming up, we got the round table. Oh, do we have a good one today, ladies
Can't
and
wait.
gentlemen? We really do. We'll be right back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. Let's talk about Chime, shall we, ladies and
Love
gentlemen?
Chime.
You want to do that? Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. Credit scores might not seem like a big deal, but low or no credit can jam up your financial dreams. That's where Chime sweeps in with its secured Credit Builder Visa credit card. Millions trust it to power up their credit scores, safely boost your score with everyday buys and prompt payments, no annual fees, and no credit check to begin. It's your passport to the Visa-accepted spots, all while bolstering your credit with your own funds. Level up your credit game with Chime. Seize your financial future. Your credit's a big deal, so build yours up with Chime. Just open a Chime checking account with a $200 qualified direct deposit to get started. Get started at chime.com/TMOS. That's chime.com/TMOS. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank N.A., member FDIC. Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply. On-time payment history may have a positive impact, and it may negative late payment may negatively impact your credit.
All those things are very important to keep in mind when you go with
Thought I'd
chime.
share that because I forgot to get my round table material.
Look at you.
Oh, yeah, it's been a busy weekend. Carla is celebrated her 23rd birthday this weekend. We're very,
She
very
looks
excited
lovely.
like that.
She
All right,
really
you can
does.
hit the thing now.
All right,
I'm sorry for
release
the
the
delay.
mic.
My sincere apologies. Release the Kraken! It's a Kraken! Thank you. Oh, Oscar's still. Thank you. Release the Medellin boy. Oscar, any word from Shannon today about whether Oscar is
I haven't even
enjoying his trip?
Haven't seen Shannon in the office. Have you seen her, Mac?
No, she's not here today.
Would it be too much for a text? Would it be too much for a little check-in? You know,
Texts
little,
are hard.
Hello.
Texts are hard.
Why?
I'm just saying it. It's not
Okay.
true.
I'd
I
love
don't know
to see how
if he
he's
might
doing.
have to. You know what? Texting might not be available in Medellin. He might have to contact us on WhatsApp.
You never know.
You know.
So we wish you the very, very best of luck, Oscar. Enjoy yourself down there, and he will be back on the show on Wednesday.
Exactly.
And we look forward to his delightful return on the Mike O'Mara Show. Let's begin with Hugh Jackman. This is a big story over the weekend. He and his wife, Deborah Lee Furness, are divorcing after 27 years of marriage. Now, this poor woman has endured what I would call some very rude treatment online when it was considered. Not only was she, I was like, whoa, she's not a movie actress looking woman. And she wasn't.
No.
But they always did that to her. And I
Yeah.
thought it was kind of a jibe that happened. And apparently they had a very, very successful Hollywood marriage. Well, not anymore. They're getting divorced. In a joint statement, they said, quote, "Our journey now is shifting, and we have decided to separate to pursue our individual growth. Our family has been and always will be our highest priority. We undertake this next chapter with gratitude, love, and kindness." Jackman and Furness met on the set of an Australian legal drama called Corelli in the mid-'90s. She was already an established actress, and he was on his way up. She was 13 years older than him. She is still, of course. He's 54, and she's 67, so she's a lot older. They have two kids together, 23-year-old Oscar, and 18-year-old Ava. Jackman was frequently dogged by gay rumors back in the day, and because of their age difference, people often suggested that Deborah Lee was a beard. That's where she got all the crap. But the talk died down years ago. So, you know, it's over. What's sad about divorce, and what scares me, to be perfectly honest with you, I've got a really good thing going right now, but I get worried when I see these 27-year. You know, you would think at a certain point, you just say, you hear it down here with the elderly people down here after 3 decades of marriage, and they pack it in. It's just sad. It's really worse than somebody that's married for a year, in my opinion.
A lot of times, Mike, they're just waiting for the kids to die.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Well, how many years were your mom and dad together?
I was in 4th grade, between 3rd and 4th grade, which would mean 8 or 9 years. I guess about
so
9.
they gave it a try, right?
Yeah, they worked for it. And you know what? If it didn't work out, I'm sorry, but they have always been so cool with each other.
Okay.
And, you know, they call each other. I don't even know about it. They just talk sometimes.
Well,
So
it's because they're hippies.
No, I don't think they're hippies.
Russell Brand has
this guy.
Oh, boy, he's in trouble. He's been accused of sexual assault by not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 women. That's a problem. They say the attacks occurred between 2006 and 2013 when he was at his most famous and starring in Hollywood movies like Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Isn't that his only Hollywood movie that he
Mike,
starred in?
remember, he remade Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
He's guilty of that.
One woman supposedly has a text message she sent to him after he allegedly raped her saying, quote, "When a girl says no, it means no." And he texted back that he was, quote, "very sorry." Well, there's evidence.
Yeah, that's a bit of evidence.
Another claims Russell was abusive to her during a 3-month relationship when he was 31 and she was 16. Oh, God. Men and their wieners.
I know. Do you want to see a bit of his apology video? Where
I'd
he's
love
very
to
manic.
see his apology.
Mac, you're going to have to
video.
start this one for me, but this is Russell Brand.
2 extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff like my community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies, and as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play?
He goes on and on about that.
Well, but I mean, okay. Look,
Yeah.
I mean, innocent till proven guilty.
I agree, but still.
You know, when you have multiple people doing this.
That's the thing, is when there's multiples.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So 3116, that ain't good. Third says Russell threatened to take legal action if she went public. And a fourth says he was physically and emotionally abusive to her in addition to the sexual assault. You saw the video where he denies the allegations, and he also said he was promiscuous during those days. He also claimed to have evidence, we didn't see that part of the tape,
right,
refuting the allegations. So stay tuned for that. It goes on and on and on.
If I have to go with my gut, I have to go with the accuser. I think he's just a weird guy. I think he is.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Stay tuned on that. And Rob, don't judge, okay?
Lest
don't judge.
I be judged.
After being heavily criticized, speaking of judgments, for restarting her show amid the Writers Guild strike, Drew Barrymore is doing a 180 and once again pausing production. In a message posted on Instagram, she said, quote, "I have listened to everyone and I am making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over." That is, in my opinion, the right thing to do.
Yeah.
She says, "I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt, and of course, to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry very soon." She got a lot of blowback for starting that show up. The Jennifer Hudson Show and The Talk also announced that they will delay their season premieres. When you have these shows that are revenue generators, they assist the people who are on the picket line in getting what they need from employers. Later in the show, I want to talk about the UAW, United Auto Workers, who are on strike too. We're seeing, people's like, why are so many on strike? Well, don't be tone deaf. Why don't you think about why people are on strike right now? So those shows are postponed. And do you agree? I think it's the right thing to do.
I think it's the right thing to do. The only thing that sort of casts a glow or a cloud over it is the possibility lingers in my mind that she floated it out there to see if she could get away with it. And then
where she gets done. Oh, you put up, you are sometimes more cynical than I am. And I thought I was the most cynical guy in the world.
Well, I mean, it's not a hard call to know that this is going to land in a bad way.
I think she didn't know. I think she's still a rookie.
You don't think, but she's surrounded by people who knew.
I know, but I think that the whole operation thought it won't be a big deal. I really thought, I think that's probably what happened.
But I
could be wrong. Who knows? I'm not there. I don't know how it goes.
But I am proud of her in saying that she, in the end, she did the right thing.
I like anybody nowadays, Rob, that's in this world of publicity that is, I don't want to say savvy. That's not the right word. And I don't want to use brave because that's not the right word. But is aware, self-aware enough to know that changing the direction, if you're moving down a road that's incorrect, is, take the bite, take the hit.
Yeah.
Because so many people now, I'll never apologize. I'm glad when somebody does apologize and does decide to hold off.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's going to help other people. So I'm with Drew.
All's well that ends well, Mike.
This is called the 2023 Ig Nobel Prize winners. Mac, you're a nerd,
it's
Nick.
Ig Nobel.
Ig Nobel.
Yeah.
I'm such an ass. I'm such a
No,
moron.
you're fine.
Leave that in, Mac. Do not edit that out. The Ig Nobel Prize winners.
LG would be a prize that you can't get parts for.
Well, they didn't write it the right way, and I'm not going to keep going. I was wrong, and I apologize.
Are you going to continue saying this till the strike is over?
They were announced over the weekend, like the Nobel Prize, but for the silliest, weirdest, and sometimes dumbest scientific pursuits over the past year. These are the Ig Nobel Awards. Here are the 10 Ig Nobel winners for 2023. In chemistry, we have how many categories? 1, 2, we've got 5. We have a total of 10.
10?
I'll give you the top 5.
Okay.
Unless, let me say, no, I got to give you all 10. They're
Okay.
all that good. Chemistry and geology. A paleontologist at number 1 explained the reason why geologists and paleontologists like to lick rocks. For one, if it's a rock, it'll be like licking a rock. But if it's a piece of fossilized bone, it'll stick to your tongue. Well, there's a reason. Okay, lick rocks. That's
Mike,
what I say to everybody.
If it's a rock, it's like a rock.
It's like a rock, but if it's bone, it'll stick to your tongue. So that's what I would be telling people online who piss me off. Lick rocks.
And don't
My new
forget,
saying.
Mike, don't forget Ken Bone.
Bone. Or winter's bone.
And that's right.
Number 2 in literature, a study on the sensations people feel when they repeat a single word many, 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 get it? Many times.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't like the sensation of that.
Mechanical engineering experiments where researchers reanimated dead spiders to use as mechanical gripping tools, like one of those claw machines. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 Ig Nobel Award.
You can read about that on their website.
I can't read. Such an idiot. Number 4 in medicine, a study using cadavers to explore whether there is an equal number of hairs in each of a person's 2 nostrils. It's not equal.
What?
But they found the average nose hair count per nostril is between 120 and 122 hairs, and Mrs. O'Mara has them all on wax balls in her trash can at Dermglow Skin. Number 5,
Yes.
in communication, a study on the mental activities of people who excel at speaking backward. For example, instead of happy birthday, saying Pi Hap Day Birth.
Oh, that's not really backwards, is it? I would
I
think it
have
would
no
just be the
idea.
words in reverse or spelling
Unfortunately,
words
when
backwards.
that was one of the most controversial things Saturday Night Live ever did. When Chevy Chase said Professor Backwards was murdered over the weekend, people in the neighborhood were supposedly ignoring his calls of pleh. Jesus, that was a good show. Number 6 in public health, the invention of a smart toilet that uses a variety of technologies to monitor and quickly analyze our waste. Wouldn't
Wow.
it be nice, though, if you had something like that where you looked at a little computer LED screen, and if you had a problem, blood, it would immediately be it. Seems to be a theme today.
Yeah.
Number 7, in nutrition, experiments to determine how electrified chopsticks and drinking straws could change the taste of food. Imagine being the crew that works on that. That's coming to work every day, isn't
Mac
it?
could comment about salad. You ever have an electric salad, Mac?
I've never had I've had radioactive eggs, though.
Do you have your chopsticks with you today?
Actually, yeah, they're right over there.
There you go. They're right over there. I'm over here now.
He's over here now.
Got 3 more in education, a methodical study on the boredom of students and teachers. That's worthwhile.
Oh, I'm sorry this is
Psychology.
late.
I'm over here now.
Experiments on a city street to see how many passersby stop to look upward when they see strangers looking upward.
That's an old thing. They used, that is on, I think, one of the old episodes of Candid Camera,
really
where a guy would just walk with his head up to make people look up.
That's,
Not funny, but it works.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen it done in more modern times as well.
Yeah.
And people do it all the time.
Mhm.
And number 10, in physics, a study measuring the extent to which ocean water mixing is affected by the sexual activity of anchovies. Thank you.
That's
Thank
delicious.
you all very, very much. I have a kicker, but we've run out of time.
Oh, no.
My
So what
sincere
happens to the kicker
apologies.
then?
Well, no, I'll give it to you.
Okay,
It's
stop
good
the
to be
music.
passionate about your work, just maybe not this passionate. The director of a high school marching band got arrested in Alabama Thursday night after refusing to make his band stop playing. His name, you'll love the name, Rob.
Yeah.
Johnny Mims.
Johnny Mims.
Johnny Mims has been the band director at a high school near Birmingham since 2018. His school's football team won a game 27-zip on Thursday. I didn't know they did games on Thursday. Yeah, they did. They did one for Michael's school last year.
Yes.
According to reports, bands for both schools continued to play long after the game was over. Police asked the director for both bands to stop so everyone could go home. The other school band said fine, but Johnny Mims
Johnny Mims.
told his kids not to stop. Police eventually decided to arrest him. he resisted arrest.
Oh, Johnny
They
Mims.
say he refused to put his hands behind his back, then shoved a cop, and they tased him.
Oh, Johnny Mims.
He's facing charges, disorderly conduct, harassment, resisting arrest. The school superintendent put out a statement, but they said they're not committing or commenting, rather, until they finished gathering all the Mims evidence. So there you go. Wasn't that a champagne at one point, too?
Well,
The
Mums.
Mums. Sorry about
It was
that. Mums.
pink and regular.
Mums.
Why do they think that if the band is playing, no one could leave?
No idea.
Walk
I don't know,
out on
it's
Johnny
Alabama.
Mims.
Yeah. You ought to call Tommy Tuberville. Hey, Tommy Tuberville, this is Johnny Mims. We'll take a break and come right back with something on the Mike O'Mara Show. Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mike.
What memories do you wish you could relive? Or pass down to your kids? Are they trapped on VHS tapes or film reels? This is how. And you aren't sure whether or where to start. We've got the perfect solution. Dave, it's called Legacy Box.
Al, we're going to have to shut you down.
I cannot allow you to do that, Bob. I haven't finished my Legacy Box commercial.
Then continue, please.
For digitizing all your family's precious memories. And by going to legacybox.com/TMOS, you can enjoy 40% off when you get started with Legacy Box today. They digitize over 15 different types of analog media. So whether it's VHS tapes, Super 8mm film reels, or photo negatives, they've got you covered, Dave. After 10 years in business, Legacy Box is the world's largest digitizer. I will not allow you to shut me down. They've helped over 1 million families relive their wedding days, chaotic childhood Christmases, and even road trips to Yellowstone, or Jellystone, as I called it for years.
That's
Because
not funny, Hal.
I know, it's not.
Your
Go
computer.
to legacybox.com/TMOS to save 40%. Buy today. Send it in when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS, legacybox.com/TMOS. All right, we haven't, it's been all me. Rob Spiewak wrote a horrible shortage.
Yes.
That's what's happening in his life today. I
Mike,
don't
it's
know
not
what's
just my
important
life.
to Rob.
It's
All
not
right.
just my life. I think it affects us all. The Wall Street Journal says, now we all dealt with shortages the past 3 years or so. You know, the supply chain issues, or toilet paper was an issue. Food
Pandemic
was
was
an
a problem,
Yeah.
right? Mhm.
The Wall Street Journal says there's going to be a shortage of laxatives.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And do you know why?
Why?
Because Americans are overusing laxatives instead of just eating fresh fruits and vegetables.
Is Miralax? Yes, that's considered
Yes.
a laxative, right?
Mhm.
There's
Yes.
going to be a shortage of that. That's important to people when they're bound up.
The report.
Mac, you had cramps this weekend. Do you
Good starting sentence.
do you use laxatives?
Almost never. I've used it like twice.
Okay, so you're regular.
Yeah, pretty much.
Attaboy.
How about you?
Pretty much. Me, I have Miralax like I have the 3-pack because I'm on all these drugs.
Yeah.
And they bind you up, and so I have that. But I've got like I haven't used them in months, so it depends on when I'm in need. To break the dam.
I eat enough carrots on a daily basis to keep me going.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Good for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Why is there a shortage?
Because Americans have developed a laxative habit, and we're
And they're
suffering.
just over-consuming them?
We're suffering from excessive constipation because we're not eating enough fiber, and also to deal with bowel dysfunction caused by anxiety and stress.
And probably medication.
I would think so. Yeah.
Wouldn't you think because we're over-medicated? That's probably a little bit of it, I would think,
well,
right?
my least favorite medication, but one that I have to take, is Lasix, which has me pee always.
Okay.
And
All right.
I think because of that fluid elimination, it does bind you up a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that we ought to keep our eyes on that, and maybe it's a particular kind. I wonder what the most popular one in the country is, because that's the one that they would run out of first.
X-Lax.
Or I should say first,
What
said the
about-
swollen cheek man.
What about chocolated X-Lax?
I think that I'm
Too old school?
No, I think that there are chemical ones and there are natural ones, and I think I would lean towards the ones that don't have a lot of that. I think the chocolatey X-Lax has a lot of chemicals in it, and you can abuse it.
When I lean to it, if I have to, I will get Metamucil.
Well, we've seen you lean to it, and that's not pretty.
Well,
hey, Matt, can I ask you a question?
yeah.
What did you have? How come you had cramps this weekend?
I guess because I was here late last night, and I woke up. It was actually this morning.
Oh, because of the football game.
Yes. We did a taping.
I get it.
And I woke up this morning.
Overworked? Is that what it is? Overworked?
Not necessarily. I think I was just moving around a lot. And I woke up today with, in the span of like 30 minutes, had about 6 different cramps on different muscles.
Like
these
cramps?
aren't stomach cramps.
No. This
You're
is arm
dehydrated,
cramp.
dude. You're dehydrated.
Quite possibly, yeah. But
Eat
it was
a
really
banana.
bad.
Eat a banana.
No. Give him. We've got it there, don't we? Take a big jug
That's
of
what he
liquid
needs.
IV
He
and
needs
do
that,
it right
yeah.
now. I swear to God, you'll feel better.
I did that
Do you
earlier.
Do you drink liquid IV?
Yeah.
Okay, good. More of that. It works. I was out on a 98-degree golf course today. I drink liquid IV always. It's fantastic. Go for it. Do it. Do it now.
And Michael,
Now.
Beware, because overusing laxatives can lead to chronic dehydration and loss of electrolytes. That's why you need the liquid IV.
And chronic constipation.
You can become dependent on them if you don't, where you just can't have bowel movements, BM, Mike, without taking
laxative.
them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Horrible situation.
And also, just be aware, don't panic. The Mayo Clinic says you don't need to have a BM every day.
Well, I haven't had one in a month, so I'm happy with that.
And still you lose weight.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Like it just grinds up in my body and wastes away. That's it. We got to take a break.
The worst thing you've said.
When we come back, I want to talk to my listeners. I wouldn't be able to do this if Oscar was here.
Oh.
Because I want to float an idea out and see if there's interest. All right? I just want to float it. We're not going to do it. It's not locked in. Not even approved by the people I want to do it with.
All right.
But we'll talk about that when we come back because, while the boss is away, the kids will play. Thank you very much.
It's good.
Hi, Mike. Are you looking for a new way to transition from on to off? Talking to some friends of mine about that today.
Yeah.
After the workday, a lot of people are stressed. You know that. And a lot of people get trouble every time they try to go to sleep. And you want to be relaxed in the evening. It helps. It helps put your head on that pillow and drift off to slumberland.
Yeah.
After the workday, how about turning off without a hangover or feeling groggy in the morning? Enter Dadgrass. Dadgrass is the federally legal CBD joints that feel like having a glass of wine or two, but not the whole bottle. Dadgrass is legal. It's organic, smokable hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind. They have 100% organic pre-rolled joints. They are very low in THC and they are high in CBD. So you can enjoy the effects of cannabis while keeping a clear head. And if you're not looking to toke, Dadgrass also offers the finest tinctures and the ones I use, gummies.
Yes.
They're on the market too. All the mellow goodness, no smoke required, and they leave you in a euphoric mood. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the USA. You're going to love Dadgrass just like we do. Go to dadgrass.com/TMOS. That's dadgrass.com/TMOS for 20% off your first order. dadgrass.com/TMOS. All right, so Carla had her birthday. It was a hit.
Oh, I hate to make it about me, but was the fruitcake well received?
Smash hit. She ate some of it over the weekend.
Did it hold up okay?
You're a saint for doing that. I cannot thank you
Awesome.
from the bottom of my
Awesome.
heart. You're a good guy. You pulled my ass out of the fire when I lost all willpower and ate an entire fruitcake, and I am not proud of that, but I did it, and it's all gone. You
I'm
made
so
it right.
pleased. I'm so pleased that it made the trip okay because it had been frozen for 9 months.
It was great. It was great.
Good.
It was a good birthday. She wanted a present that she got, which was not that expensive. I went out and got it for her.
The treadmill?
She was happy. The treadmill, under-desk treadmill. That's not the price of a regular treadmill. It was wonderful. She liked that. Michael got her like some bath soaps or something like that, and we had cards.
How does
We
it
woke her
work
up.
when he gives the gifts? Do you consult with him and he takes care of it?
No, his babysitter, Carmen, who came to Carla's birthday dinner,
Right.
went out with him and got that because that's how Carmen rolls.
That's
I got
awesome.
the card for him, and he signed the card and then wrote a special note to Mom on the card. And it was really great. We planned to have the birthday dinner at 1 o'clock. on Sunday at Mia.
Perfect.
Our friend Deidre was there, and it was just a good time was had by all.
That's your
It really
place
was
down
good.
there, and you were so nice to take us there with when
It's
Oscar
chill.
and I there, and it was great.
They have a good drink. It's fun. We don't do it as much as we used to, but it's great fun to do that, to see our friends. There was a waitress there that was our friend who we knew, and she was there training somebody. We had a spectacular time, and then it was home for a little cake in the middle of the lunch, or dinner, as Carla called it.
Yeah.
I forgot that I didn't pick up a cake. Nobody told me. Carla's the one that runs these things. So
Right,
I effed
right.
that up. I look over at Linda. I said, can you and your guy pick up? And they went by the Fraiche Market, picked up a cake. Everything was hitting on all 8. And then, well, I have to be selfish. When birthday time was over, football time began.
Yes.
And you saw the many moods of me. My kid now, if I get too into it, will leave the room, which shows his amazing level of intelligence, because I will be doom and gloom, worst team ever. This is not what anybody expected. I hate this. Why? They ought to fire them. I'm like
Mike, the only thing I can relate that to, you remember my mom used to have a dog called Otis?
Otis, he's such a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's in heaven now. But when her husband Dave would watch the Dallas Cowboys, which was his team, Otis would leave the room.
Because the dogs hate it.
Dogs hate it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
because you're doing things like, come on.
Right, exactly.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
That's the way people root for football. It's
Yep.
an emotional game to watch. So the Giants pull back in their franchise history since 1950, the biggest comeback in the history of the franchise.
Yeah.
And since 1950, it is from the ashes, they rise, and it was stunning. My son and I give a hug. I fall blissfully asleep last night, get a great night's sleep last night. Life was good. The weekend was perfect. Now, what came out of the
Mike,
weekend,
I have no video of it, but I do have audio
Yes.
of their win. I think you'll
Okay,
enjoy
let's
this. Here
listen.
we go.
And the kick is through. And the New York Giants put together one of their biggest comebacks in 99 years of Giants football. From down 21 to win 31-28.
now you will say, Mike, don't you realize the Arizona Cardinals live in the land of suck also? Yes, I know
Yes.
that. Yes, as Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan would say, I know that. But
Mike
that's-
busting out the rare Gary
Yeah.
Sinise impression.
but a win is a win is a win is a win.
It is.
And a win like that is special. Short rest Thursday night, one of the best teams in football, the San Francisco 49ers. A lot of our listeners are Niners fans. Yes, I know the odds are not in our
Are you
favor.
prepared?
I am prepared because that leaves a good taste in your mouth. And when you're not expected to win a game, you steel yourself for the possibility,
Yeah.
and you do fine with that. So
And
I'm cool
Mike,
with that.
I'd not be doing my job if I didn't mention the palpable feeling of excitement in Washington D.C.
Yeah,
because they had
almost stole that one from them, didn't they? huh?
almost blew it, but they put their trust in the defense, and they were able to pull it off.
And the Miami Dolphins last night, a great look.
It
It's
was a
good to be
good football
fan.
weekend, yeah.
Really, really good football weekend for all of you around the country. I hope you enjoyed it nearly as much as I did. And then as we were sitting there after the lunch, I'm talking with the people, and I'm throwing this out there. We would like to perhaps, and this is a big question mark, nothing's definitive,
Yeah.
but I would love to hear the feedback. If our listeners for an event would love the idea of coming out and joining me for a night, making, instead of our regular live shows, a little smaller gathering.
Yeah,
Which
intimate.
meant, the price point would be higher than normal, but that's the way it is. We're not talking about Taylor Swift high or anything, but
Right.
an evening at my place where we would shut the whole joint down and have an exclusive listener party at my place, the Mia.
Yeah.
And if you would, let me know. Just drop me a line and say if you think that might be something you'd be interested in. If we get enough buzz on that, I think it's something I might need to talk Oscar into, but I don't know.
It would be great. It's such a beautifully sized room.
Mm-hmm.
It's well laid out.
Yep.
Great staff. Great
You got a
food.
little outside where
Yes.
you can hang. Weather would be good if we
Yeah.
did that. I'd like to know what you would think about that. If you would be inclined, please let me know. So it's just a thought. Not sure what the date would be. Not sure when it would be. Not sure how it would work, not sure of anything
it's
other than
always
the
nice-
germ of an idea, which I've had that in my head for about 3 years.
Always nice to take a trip to that part of Florida.
Are you going to play the bullfighter music when we do that?
Yes.
I would say a mariachi band would be more appropriate, with that, but we'll have to see.
I just think it's nice. I love the place.
Hate this music. Tijuana. Rob is, Rob is crazy for the Tijuana brass.
Love me,
so
my Herb
that's it.
Alpert. Forgive
I know
me.
you do.
Forgive me.
You love you 60s musicians. That's it. So let us know. We'd like to know, and drop it on social. I don't care. Wherever I read it, I'll read it.
Send
It'll
us a
get to me.
postcard.
People understand. Mac, what do you think of that idea? You like the idea?
I would love to go.
Good. Okay. I hope you don't get cramps.
Thank you.
That would be.
I appreciate that.
That would be a problem. And one last thing before we go to break here. Can I just say it? Look, folks, UAW solidarity here.
Yes.
Okay, man. Look, the bottom line, I grew up in a very small town in New England where my old man was a college-educated executive who worked for an insurance company. And he worked in the advertising department of that insurance company. And he was an educated man who hung out with guys that learned to trade in our hometown, and he was friends with them. And he was friends because their kids went to the school with his kids, and everybody had their own little world, and everybody raised their family, and everybody was able to get by, and everybody was able to have a standard of living that wasn't rich, but was able to get you, food on the table, an occasional trip to a fun place, maybe a night out for dinner, and people, if they saved up, could get something special for themselves.
Right.
And I think in this day and age, that's what we're talking about. I really do. And when I listen to, story after story after story of these people that are working so many long hours out there for auto companies like Ford and GM and all that, I just want to say I hope we can get to a place. If you haven't checked lately with inflation and everything going on, it's getting harder and harder and harder to do even the simplest of things. And I'm just hoping that we can get to a spot where we don't revere the people that drive the Bentleys and have the McMansions and the Kardashians and put them on such a pedestal when we ought to be spreading it out a little bit.
I agree.
And I'd like to see the day come. It's a simple request where the guy that fixes your HVAC that works a 40, 50, 60-hour work week can have everything he needs in life and not have to struggle. Or the teacher that's teaching your kids.
Oh, my God, teachers, yes.
Can work with, perhaps another family member that's also slaying the dragon, and they can have a nice, good, decent lifestyle so they can just live. So they can live well and maybe have a little leisure time. I don't think we're asking too much when CEOs of these companies are making $30 million a year, which they don't effing need. And do they get paid more? Sure, they get paid more. Do they get 30 mil? Maybe why don't we give it to them in stock options? How about that little thought? How about that besides them being compensated off the backs of these workers? So UAW, I'm with you. Solidarity.
I hope
there
the
we go.
CEOs
100%.
get cramps.
Like Mac. Yes, like Mac. Like Mike McIntosh.
Crampantosh.
We'll have the flip side coming up next, and just thought I'd give my 2 cents on that. And let me know what you think about the RIA.
Yeah,
the
come on
Iguana
down.
Mia. Love to know.
Plenty of parking.
I was all giddy up there. Yes, I was giddy because I had 2 margaritas.
That's okay.
Not 1, 2.
Dose,
We'll be right back.
Mike, dose.
Dose. Thank you. Ding, 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 ding. There's a touch of fall in the air.
Yes.
I just saw Lauren Boebert looking for an apple cider donut in some guy's pants. In his pants!
In his pants, Paul.
But even in the fall sun, you can still burn up like a matchstick. Beware, you need Derm Glow.
Yes.
They've got the scoop on Sun Guard, the most epic sunscreen in town. And that's not all. Derm Glow's got the whole kit for your skin's A-game. Swing by in person or hop on a virtual skin consultation. Trust me, the transformation is unreal. Hit up dermglowskin.com and discover what you've been missing. Lightning fast shipping, global delivery, and Afterpay for your ease. Can't make up your mind? Opt for an e-gift card. And be sure to tell them that the late Mike Wallace sent you. Experts agree Carla could have saved him. If only he had come to her earlier. Don't wait on your quality estheticianizing. Woot! Hit your thing for the love of God. My God.
The flip side. You know, Mike,
Save your skin, Mr. Wallace.
a peek behind the curtain. Sometimes I write those spots on Friday, and I forget. And when they come out, it delights me because
All new to you.
Carla could have saved Mike Wallace.
Yes, with SunGuard. Absolutely.
All right, let's start with it, Mike. I think by far the best donuts in the world are Krispy Kreme donuts. You've known this about me for years.
You're not going to get a lot of people arguing with you. They're very, very popular, and I like them too.
But people like them, but what about wildlife?
Oh.
Yes, I have a video here to show you, and Max, stand by. This is in, let me find the state that it was at. Forgive me. This was in Alaska
Okay.
when a Krispy Kreme truck was taken over by bears.
Bears!
Do it, Mac.
How do we solve this?
The driver had left the van briefly unattended as he made a regular delivery to an express store on J-Bear. What he didn't know is that a mama black bear and her cubs were regular customers outside the store, and that morning they were on the prowl for something sweet to eat.
She was happy because she'd been looking for garbage.
Base store manager Shelly Diano heard noises coming from the van and quickly realized what was happening.
I said, he's in the van. And then the little cub followed and went inside the van, and then they just started eating the donuts.
Diano snapped a few pictures of the hungry bears
Here they are.
chowing down.
You could hear them like breaking open the packages. We were trying to beat on the van, but they just,
Yeah, that'll
they just
stop
kept
them.
eating all
Yeah,
the donuts.
sure.
They ate 20 packages of the donut holes. And then I believe
Wedding.
6 packages of the 3-pack chocolate donuts they did.
The experience has led the Krispy Kreme crew to do things a little differently in the future.
We'll definitely be learning to slide up our ramp, close the doors to ensure that bears don't get back in there again. So,
Good
Yeah, that'll
way
fix
to
it.
protect their product, but not such good news for bears in search of a tasty treat.
Yeah, you
Wow.
can. I wonder why those news people are still broadcasting in Alaska.
And by the way, those bears definitely est in the woods.
You know
Thank
what?
you.
If Carrie saw them, she'd go,
Bear.
bears. All right. Now, that's kind of a charming story, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I love it.
Yeah.
It was my favorite.
Not so great for a guy in Arizona who, when he went into his garage, not unlike your garage, Mike, he started seeing snake skins. Not the snakes themselves, but
Yeah.
they were shedding.
Well, if he sees this, they're shedding, they're there. That's what it is.
Well, it turns out, Mike, they were diamondback rattlesnakes, and
Not good.
he called on to have them removed. Mac, stand by, and they removed 20 of them. Go ahead, Mac. Look at them. He's just
nest.
used like a grabber.
It's a nest.
It is, and we actually.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adults and probably like 10 to 12 babies.
All behind the hot water heater.
Luckily, he wasn't bitten.
Yeah.
Or as Americans like to say, did you get bit?
I don't know about that.
I hate it. It's my favorite. He got bit. I don't want to get bit.
So it was 20
Look at
snakes.
those little babies. They can poison you too. They
Sure.
can give you a nasty, nasty reaction.
In a way,
that's for
I'm
sure.
more creeped out by the little guys because they're just a little. I don't like Mike. I don't like snakes. I don't like snakes.
I love snakes, but I don't like rattlesnakes. I don't like anything that's venomous. I don't like spiders that are venomous. I don't like ex-wives that are venomous. I don't like venom. Venom doesn't work.
What about the song "I Don't Like Spiders and Snakes" by
I
Jim
love
Stafford?
That.
That's
then
your
again, I'm a
favorite.
big Jim Stafford fan. Is he still alive, by the way?
I don't know, Matt. Can
That's a
you check
good
to
one,
see
isn't
if
it?
Jim Stafford's alive?
People don't know it. I don't like spiders and snakes, but that ain't what it takes to love me.
He is
like
still
I want to
alive.
be loved
The
by
great
you.
Jim Stafford is alive.
He's alive, thank God.
I know, because we're losing
All right.
them too quick. And let's
Absolutely
close with
we
this,
are.
Mike. Do you remember the cartoon Heckle and Jekyll?
I do, but I didn't watch it a lot, but I certainly know the name. Heckle and Jekyll were, crows?
Well, you see, that's the thing. They looked like crows, but I think they were originally painted as talking magpies.
Magpies. Okay,
Now,
very good.
magpies are very aggressive birds.
Yes.
And this is why this lady is probably so upset when a magpie got into her home in Australia. Is this how you would handle a bird in your home?
Get out of there. No, I will not let you. Get out. Get out. Get out. You too, Billy. Bird, get out.
Is she crying?
No, she's just trying to scare the magpie.
Get out! You too, Billy. Bird, get out!
Bird.
Bird.
Get out! Come on! Come on, baby! Come on!
That bird has some balls. I'll tell you what. He is all over the place. Mike, that's all I have for you. Bird.
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 Come on, crikey. Get out of me, Vegemite. Get out of me, Vegemite, you bird. There you go. We got to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Mike O'Mara Show. And that's it. I hope you had a great time. Let me know what you think about some of the ideas we discussed today. And I'll probably get in trouble, but that's okay. It's a place I've been many times before.
You
For
know,
Rob Spiewak,
Mike, watch out for that bird. The bird.
For Rob Spiewak and Mike McIntosh, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Is that